we will talk about the remedies as well. Maybe in some time, few classes later, we will start talking about remedies as well, how to give remedies, etc. Okay, but for those remedies to be given, you need to know all the significations of all the planets and all the houses. What are all the each houses are signifying, and what are all each rasis are signifying. All of them we need to know. Okay, just we have learnt about the friends and the enemies and the neutrals of Sun. However, each planet, okay, each planet will have some or the other likes from the Sun and some or the other dislikes of the Sun. Each planet will have this. So I have listed down all the planets here and said, okay, wherein, there are a few things which Sun likes about Moon, and there are a few things the Sun dislikes about the Moon. Similarly, it is there for Mars, it is there for Mercury, it is there for Jupiter. So Sun likes a few things about Mars, Sun dislikes a few things about Mars. Similarly, Sun likes a few things in Saturn as well. Okay, what is interesting here is, even in case of Saturn, although Saturn is a very dire enemy of Sun, Sun would still like a few characteristics of Saturn, okay? And a few things are disliked by Sun. This is common for all the planets. Why I am trying to emphasize on this is, what a lot of people are thinking is, if a planet is a friendly planet to the other planet, like we have described it here, friends are like, so the Sun's friends are Moon, Mars, and Jupiter. So whatever these planets would say, Sun is going to, oblige and do. No, it is not like that. There are a few things which Sun is very happy about in each planet. This is common for all the planets. Okay, so there will be a few things which Moon will like in each of the planet. And there will be a lot of things which Moon may not like in each planet. We will talk about each planet separately. Today we are dealing with Sun, and we will understand what are all those each things, and whatever came to mind, I kept on writing all here. I think the list can be exhaustive. It can be even bigger. But whatever came up to my mind, I went on writing, and these are some of those here. Okay. Now, Sun likes, what are those things that Sun likes in the Moon? In the Moon, Sun likes the royalty, because Sun is also a royal planet, whereas Moon as well is a royal planet, because Sun is the king and Moon is the queen, right? So Moon is the mind, right? What would the Moon prefer? Moon would always prefer royalty. He would want to sleep on, nice bed. He would want to have a big bedroom, nice swimming pool, nothing to work. A very happy life is what Moon and the mind wants. It is very common for every human being, right? Liking for money and comforts. Sun would like comforts. Sun would want to be in royal palaces. Okay, he would want to be in a place where he has enough money, because the kingdom, if he is the king would obviously be the richest man in the whole thing. If it is a monarchy, right? If it's a democratic place, the prime minister may not be the richest person on papers, at least. Okay. Now, the moon is a Satvika planet, which is, soft in nature. So same as Sun. Sun is also soft by nature. However, it is a little bit of a Rajasika, wherein we've talked about this in the previous lecture. If anybody has any, problem to understand how Sun is a little Rajasika and mostly Satvika, please go back to the previous lecture. You will have enough points there as well. Now, Sun gives light, so is Moon. Because if you stand on Earth, you would definitely say that you would receive moonlight. It is not very sure if you can see the light from the Venus or Jupiter or any other planet. But for sure, you would think that, I mean, if you're not told by anyone that Sun supplies light to Moon and which is reflected by the Moon, you would think that Moon is actually giving light by itself. Okay, so much of light comes onto the Earth. So Moon also gives light, Sun also gives light. Okay, both would like to be present in light. Okay, Moon likes lighting also. And the fifth house is the fifth point is the ice. So Moon and Sun are both karakas of ice. Moon and Sun are karaka for circular objects. Moon likes to forgive people, so does Sun. But Sun gives a warning. Stern warning is delivered first, like the father, like, usual typical Indian fathers in the 80s, they would actually warn the child to be on the right track. Otherwise, look, I'm going to cut your pocket money off. I'm not going to give you this. They will constantly keep their children on the toes so that they fall in the right track. Same is with the sun. However, moon does not even warn the children. Typical Indian 80s mothers, wherein, she tries to protect her children from the dad. Okay. But a lot forgiving. Now, what sun dislikes in the moon is very indisciplined. Okay. It is very human to have, it is very human to have lethargy. Okay. And is indiscipline is built in the human nature. Okay. Nobody would like to wake up in the morning and go to work. Okay. That is a very common thing. It is very useful for the world as well, because out of lethargy or out of the interest to find shortcuts, people have actually scientifically advanced. If the people always thought, let me do hard work, none of these scientific inventions were possible. Okay, so do not think indiscipline or not willing to be on time, lethargy is a bad thing. They can still be good things sometimes, because if you're lethargic, you will try to find a solution to actually shortcut the time and maybe invent something. So lethargy could be a mother of some of the inventions. Okay, so have always an open mind. I mean, do not think. See, how many people would like army fathers? No one would like. Okay, so army fathers are very disciplined usually. Okay, very disciplined. They will wake up at the right time and also ensure that their kids are always waking up at the right time and do such things. But moon is not like that. Okay, there is no work today. Why should I wake up? Okay, even if there is work, let me wake up a half an hour late. I would still cover it up. That is how moon is, because moon is the mind, right? And sun is the Atma has work, because Atma has come down to the earth to complete a few of the karmas of the soul. It wants to do it. However, mind comes in between and says, look, be a little lethargic. Okay, there's nothing wrong in being a little late. What is going to go anyway? It's your office anyway. They're going to come at 9 o'clock. Why should you be rushing to the office at 8:30? You as will go at 9 or 9:15. What's wrong? Okay, this is what the moon keeps doing, and there is nothing wrong in it. That is his way of working. And believe me, you need all the 9 planets. Okay, each planet represents something, and it is important to have that signification for the world running. Okay, if you don't have any of these, one of these planets missing, then you have chaos in the world. Okay, because the scientific advancement will not happen, especially if you don't have the proper moon. Okay. Sun is a loner, okay, but moon always needs support. Okay, sun does not need anyone to wake him up. He would always rise at the time which is determined for him and always will set at that particular time. Moon is not like that. Moon may not show up a few days during the Amavasya time when the new moon is there. He will not show up at all because there's no light. Okay, and let's suppose moon is the mind, right? If you have in the mind, if you have a friend, if you're at college and if you have a friend, when you're very thick friends, what would you do? You would actually wake each other up, go for a combined study. Usually, typically in India, I'm not very sure about how it works in the US, but typically in the India, what we used to do in our college or school times is we used to sleep at the same place, and then wake up because this guy is waking up. I have a companion alongside me, so let both of us wake up at early in the morning, study for some time, prepare for the exams, and go. Because moon needs companion, because that is manas, right? So moon always needs a person alongside him so that he feels happy or he feels protected, or at least there is no boredom, because moon is something which will feel a lot of boredom. Okay, emotional. Sun has no emotions. He's a very practical person, because the father does not deal things with emotions. Okay, he would always say that, look, my child has to be treated the way he has to be seasoned. I cannot show mercy on him and deprive him of a few things which he has to learn. Let us suppose if I am very careful about not letting him go here and there, then he will not understand a few things that he has to understand at that right age. So father always tries to push the child, go out, fetch some job, try to understand how the world is, make money, establish a career. Father will be pushy on these things because he has seen that phase, and whatever people wrong deeds they have committed on their children, not, trying to be very protective of the children and trying to waste their life. Okay. Sun becomes uncomfortable with the fourth house matters or the north side. Moon is very happy here. Fourth house, you have when you are at home, right? What would you do? You would be lethargic. You would sleep on your couch. You're not dressed very well. You are not appearing to be a guy who is working at a big office. You are in your casuals. You're not very serious about anything. That is how the fourth house is, because it's your home. Nobody's going to come and see how you are at your home. But if you have to dress up and go for work, you are very, very neat, clean, trim. Everything happens there, which sun actually prefers. Okay. Water. Moon is completely water. Moon is the cause for tides on the earth. We all know that when there is the full moon and the new moon times, you have high tide and you have the low tide thing, because higher tides happen usually because of the waxing and waning moon. Okay. But sun is a fire thing. It does not want water, and water is emotion. Fire is work. You have to do. That's it. You have to do. You cannot have emotions carrying you here and there. If there is a job, the job has to be done practically. You cannot fall into traps of emotion, which sun dislikes about the moon, because moon is constantly on your. Moon is the mind thing. Moon doesn't like it. He wouldn't do it. Sun is not like that. Sun likes something or does not like something, he would still do, because it's a job. A job does not should not have likes or dislikes. If a job is given to me, I have to complete that job without any emotions. Okay. The job demands something, let me do it. Okay. That is because that's why sun gets the directional strength in the 10th house and moon gets the directional strength in the 4th house, because at home, what happens is you get a few people. Let's suppose one of your children doesn't listen to you. Would you be rude on him? No, right? You would try to pamper him, try to tell him in a way it has to be explained. But at the office, you don't care about that much. You are looking at what job is allocated to me and let me keep doing what has to be done. Moon does not do it like that. Moon likes to ensure everything is in order around him. Okay, if one of the children is not very right, then the mom tries to correct him, will not leave him. Okay, at the office, what happens? It's his life. Let me not disturb him, because my job is to do a particular job. That's it. Let me to complete the job. If somebody else is doing drugs, why should I be bothered there? But at home, it's not like that. So moon tries to correct. Okay, sun is not the person who's trying to correct. Sun is, determined to complete his job. If something comes in his way while completing his job, then sun tries to, get rid of it instead of correcting it. Moon is a different case. Moon tries to apply emotion on that and tries to correct that person. It takes a long time for the job to be completed. That's why. But sun is not like that. He doesn't care about it. He keeps moving. Okay. Hope I'm making some sense. Okay. Then in the 4th house, usually role swap of mother and father may happen. So that is why usually sun in the 4th house is not very comfortable. However, please don't take them, as they are just written here, fights or swap of roles of mother and father, just in case of the 4th house thing, which I'm talking about. Not every time it happens. We will talk about the 4th house sun in more detail. I mean, this is only just a heads up thing. It may so happen that 4th house sun may have the role swap of father and mother. Okay. That is one of those results. Okay. That means the mother acting like a father and father acting like a mother. Okay. For different reasons. This can be there. Okay. However, that's not the only result. There can be hundreds of results, because we are talking about the D1. So please don't jump on and say, look, I have the 4th house sun, but it doesn't show up there. No, not every time it shows up. Okay, moon waxes and wanes. Sun is a very stable planet. Okay, anything that goes up and down or unstable, sun does not like it. Okay, moon always continuously grows and shrinks. Moon is the only planet which constantly changes. Moon is never stable planet. Mind is something like that, right? You always want to change. That is mind. And you do not like monotony. You know why? Because your mind does not like monotony. But sun is a planet constantly fighting for monotony. Okay. So he likes monotony. that is sun. Completely dislikes monotony, that is moon. Okay. Sun rules the day and moon rules the night. Sun is focused on work. That is why he is getting the directional strength in the 10th house. Moon is getting the directional strength in the 4th house. Okay. That is why at home you are in the 4th house, which is at the night, and at work you are in the day in the 10th house. Okay. Now the few things for Mars. We have talked about moon all through now. Now let's look at Mars. Sun and Mars both are Kshatriya planets. They are warrior planets. Okay. What does warrior planets would mean is, protection. What does a warrior offer to anyone as a citizen of a country? A soldier is trying to protect his people. Okay. So the primary job of warrior class in India used to be protection of these citizens in their kingdom. Okay. Now, if you try to apply it to the kingdom of the native, what happens is the kingdom could be whomever the person is going to consider his kingdom. Okay. His kingdom could be like he is a king, his father, his mother, his sisters, his brothers, his colleagues, whomever he would want to protect. Okay. Those things, these people are very good. I mean, Sun and Mars are very good at protecting. Okay. And they also have the very good fighting spirit. Okay. The fighting spirit comes out from the fiery planets, Mars and Sun. They are very happy to fight in a given situation. Okay. So that is why I keep saying you need the significations of all the planets. Fighting does not mean you're picking up a knife or picking up a pistol or a revolver and trying to shoot people. No, it is not like that. If you are in a situation wherein if you can fight the situation and if you can come out of that problem, okay, so fighting against a problem that you have, let's suppose you are in a financial crisis. Sun and Mars are the people who are going to get you out from that crisis, because Sun would say, look, do your job. Okay, Mars would say the same thing. Do your job, focus on your job, money will automatically come. Okay, so that is why these people, Mars and Sun, would get directional strength in the 10th house. Okay, and they have a very good fighting spirit. Okay, and they love challenges. Today, whoever is look at the richest people. You take Elon Musk or Bill Gates, or for that matter, anyone. They have picked up one of those problems which the world is facing. They have solved that problem, taking it up as a challenge, not looking at it from the perspective of a problem, but taking it up like a challenge and solving it for the world so that they become richer. That is how Sun and Mars are going to give you money. Okay, because what a lot of people are thinking is Jupiter is the money karka, so Jupiter will give money. No, it is not like that. All the 9 planets can give you money. Okay, do not be fooled by such people who would say, look, Jupiter is debilitated, you have poor money. No, it is not like that. It never happens like that. Okay, all the 9 planets can give you money, including Ketu. Okay, if somebody wants to debate on this, it's very simple. Use some logic. The logic is, if Ketu is a planet who does not want to give money, I will show you hundreds and thousands of people, or even lakhs of people who have earned very good money in the dasha of Ketu. Okay, if Ketu always wanted to break you up and tear you apart, why would he give you money? Simple, right? Ketu should always bring you down, and Rahu should always get you up. No, it doesn't happen like that. It can be converse. It can be completely different as well. Okay. So do not make generalized predictions for any of the planets. None of the planets will work like that. So if Mars and Sun have to give you money, you need to put on a lot of hard work, pick up a problem in the world, change it to the tune of solving it, and then demand money from the people, and people will be happy to give you. Look at Elon Musk. He's trying to solve problems. I mean, if somebody is against Elon Musk, it's fine. Okay, I'm not trying to say that Elon Musk is a hero or anything. What I'm trying to portray is he has gained the perceived value of people from the people. Look, I can solve your problem. And he has built that confidence in the people that, look, you give me the problems to me, I'll solve it. That is what the Sun and the Mars will do. Okay. Initiatives because these people are, Sun and Mars are very good at picking up initiatives. Nobody needs to, stimulate them. They are self-stimulators. Usually, maybe Mars may need sometimes a little stimulation in certain conditions. However, Sun would not need any stimulation. So if Sun or Mars falls in the third house, they pick up, inspiration from themselves. They take initiatives. Nobody needs to push them. They'll be happy to, initiate a job, do the job, and offer it to people and gain money from it. Okay. So Karakatwas, so the third house and the sixth house. Sixth house is the service. Okay. If there is a big flood, right? If there's a recent flood in the Kerala. Okay. So the first people to come up is the soldiers. They'll come, stand there, rescue all the people. So look at Mars. Mars is the soldier. Okay. And look at a monarchy. Let's suppose a tiger attacks, the people in that kingdom. It would be the king who would, stand up and say, look, I will come and rescue your people. All your people will be rescued by the king himself from the tiger. Okay. So they are very good at offering service to the people. Sixth house. Okay. By taking an initiative, offering a service, these people are going to make money. Okay. Fiery nature, bilous, gold is the Karakatwa. They will happily work on the 10th house. Both Mars and Sun start and sustain fire. They are required for fire accidents. Or it can also mean that they are required for cooking. Okay, you can also use heat for cooking. If you need to set up something of the cooking sort of a thing, then you need Mars and Sun to be good. Again, I will tell you, Mars and Sun to be good does not mean that if the Sun is in the debilitation, it's bad. No, it's not like that. Always use the Lagna. Okay. If the Sun is in directional strength, if the Mars is in directional strength, it means that one of the planets of the fire is very good. So you have a very good hunger to do a few things. However, if the directional strength is there, we'll talk about in more detail during the next classes. Just merely having Sun in the directional strength will not do always good. Sometimes you need a good Sun. What does a good Sun would mean? We will talk about all that. Just hold your horses right now. You may still feel that, look, we have gone through 2 classes, but still we are unable to understand what the whole significations are. But yes, it takes some time. You have to be a little patient. Okay. Likes winning. So these people are very good at waging wars and winning. It does not always mean that you always carry a weapon and try to kill someone. No, it's not like that. Trying to win over situations, converting them as opportunities and winning. Okay, this is what Sun and Mars can do. Mars is a tamasic. So the person can be very angry, but Sun is angry for a reason. And once the reason is over, like he would bless the children, the father is going to bless the children. Same way Sun becomes Sattvic from the Rajasic. Okay, but Mars is usually tamasic. So when you have vengeance and you store a lot of filth in your brain, look, let me take a revenge on the other person and all that stuff. It is actually because of the Mars. Okay, very very active, overactive Mars can store a lot of vengeance for the other person. Again, does not mean that exaltation is going to bring you all that. Not necessarily. Okay, so don't jump guns right now. Try to understand what planet can give you what significations. This class is only for that. Do not try to make conclusions as in, when the Sun is exalted, you're going to get this, or Mars is debilitated, you not going to have this. It is not like that. Okay, it is not such straightforward thing. When the Lagna is changed, no matter what your planet is doing in the Rashi level, the whole thing is going to change. Okay, all that matters is Lagna. Without using Lagna, no result is going to work. Okay, Mars is a tamasic, Sun is a sattvic. As I said, Sun forgives, but Mars usually cannot forgive that easily. Okay, Mars suddenly feels energy and later rests. Sun constantly works. Sun is focused on constantly doing something. Mars is the only planet, as I said, it keeps on increasing speed suddenly, it gains a lot of energy suddenly, and then it loses energy suddenly. So it goes, very slow. It goes very fast, little eccentric, you can say. Okay. Whereas Sun is focused on constantly doing at a very, predictive way of doing things. So if somebody does a thing, if he is a very good Sun, you can predict what he's going to do next. But if you have a very good Mars and if you're going to try to do something, very difficult to predict it. So you have to decide. Okay. So never think that this is a bad thing. Okay. It can be a good thing as well. If you have a very good sun, you're very predictable what you're going to say. Okay. If you have very good Mars in place of sun, okay, your sun may be bad, but Mars is a backup planet for sun. Similarly, moon, Venus is a backup planet. That's why you have two planets each at all the four quadrants representing each thing. Sun, Saturn and Rahu. Okay, Sun and Mars, Jupiter, Mercury, Moon, Venus. These are backups for each of them. Okay, one another, there is a backup. So if your Mars is stronger and your Sun is weaker, so you're using your Mars to get that fire. So that fire is unpredictable. You don't know how you're going to go. So if you are, bidding for a big contract and your competitor wants to, predict what you're trying to quote, if you have a very good Sun and a weak Mars, you will be easily predictable. So don't ever say that Sun is good, Mars is bad, or Sun is bad, Mars is good. No, there is no generic statements for any of that. Okay. Sun is a loner. Okay. Mars is an army man, so who could work in groups or sometimes alone too. Okay. Mercury with Sun. Sun is a little Rajasic. Okay. And Mercury is completely Rajasic. Mercury, we talk like a child. I mean, we always portray Mercury as a child. If you walk up to a child who's about 5-6 years, who can barely speak, stand beside his mother and tell him, look, your mother belongs to me. Then he would say, look, mother is mine. You cannot take away my mother. Okay. He's a kid. So he cannot give away anything. Pull one of his, toys that he's playing with. He would cry aloud, right? He would never allow others to touch his toys. This is a usual, typical Mercurian trait. Same thing is what Mercury is. Mercury debilitates in the 12th house because Mercury does not like giving away things. Okay. That is why 12th house Mercury debilitates in the Meena Rashi or the Pisces. Mercury is debilitating because a child does not want to give away his things. Okay, child thinks this is my property, right? Same thing as Mercury. So Mercury is very good at, Chayana Shakti, we call it. Chayana means collecting things. If somebody gives him a toy, he secures it well. And then he picks up more and more things. He keeps adding up things, or he tries to collect more and more things. Okay. So what does it mean? Mercury is looking at going for a prosperity. Mercury is looking at earning money. Okay. So in the terms of earning money, Mercury and Sun are on the same line. So if your prediction has to go in the line, whether will the Mercury support the earning or not, Mercury will obviously support Sun to earn money. Okay. Sun is educated in every field, and Mercury is a very good student, always curious to learn. Okay. If you want to have curiosity, very good curious person has a very good Mercury. Okay. And Sun would like to solve problems two ways. Okay. Sun would like to use his Bhuja Bala and the Buddhi Bala. Bhuja Bala means the shoulder strength. That means waging war, using power, etc. Buddhi Bala means using the intellect. Okay. Intellect is there with Sun and Mercury both. Okay. So both can solve problems using intellect. Okay. Initiatives to study or improve, both are very good with both Sun and Mercury. Sun rules the creativity because he rules the 5th house. So creation happens from the 5th house. That's why we are in the world. 5th house rules the children. 3rd and the 5th house are ruling the creativity, because there is mating in the 3rd house. That from the 3rd to the 3rd house there are children. Okay. And the creation is like that. So none of the houses represents always bad. Okay. 3rd house, which you think could be a bad house, is very important for mating. That is where the mother and father are mating and producing children. Okay. So 3rd house as well is important to deliver. I mean, why we are in the world is because of the love of the mother and father, right? Okay. Now the dislikes of Sun. Mercury is Rajasic and Sun is Sattvic. What does Rajasic would mean is keeping all the wealth for himself. Does not like to share. Okay, that is typically Mercury. As I just said, none of the toys of Mercury will be shared. I mean, no child would want to share his toys. Even if he's his own brother, he wouldn't like to share it. Okay, because that's his toy. Let dad buy another thing for you. Why should I be sharing mine? This is how typically Mercury would behave, because Mercury is looking at, keeping you in the world. Mercury, what does Mercury think? I'm a young guy. I would live forever. Okay, that's what the young people would think. I'm not going to die. I'm going to live forever. Okay. There is nothing wrong in it. Okay. Do not think Mercury is a bad planet. Okay. I keep on telling you this because certain times you have to retain a few things. For that, Mercury is useful. Okay. Let's suppose you are a middle class man. Okay. And there are two people like that. There are two middle class men. And one person does not keep anything for himself or his family and tries to give away everything in the charity. What happens to the family of this guy who is giving away everything in the charity? He's a middle class man. He has no much of income. He's going to starve. So would be his family. But a middle class man with a very good Mercury, he's going to conserve money, energy, everything within himself and try to spend very, very carefully, save some money, build some fund, and then become richer. So Mercury as well is very important to become rich. Okay. Never think giving away is very good. Not giving away is, you're not like a sannyasi. Okay. You are leading an ordinary life. If you are a sannyasi, it's a different thing. Even if you are becoming a sannyasi, you have no right to donate away all your charity. You still have to leave a lot of wealth to the people who are your successors. Okay. That is what Dharma Shastra says. You cannot pick up a sannyasi just like that. Okay. It is against the Dharma Shastra. Please don't take any offense if somebody is willing to do it, because there are a lot of rules that you have to follow if you are picking up sannyasam. All right. Mercury does not like fights, but Sun is a very good king who would like to wage wars. Okay. Because Mercury is a child. If he involves in a fight, then Mercury would obviously lose it. What Mercury would think. Okay. Mercury is completely witty. Okay. Mercury is cracking jokes always because he's an adolescent. Okay. He would be cracking jokes on simple things. Okay. There could be dark humor as well. But Sun is a very strict man. He's a father. He wouldn't want to crack jokes in front of anyone in the family, okay, because he would want to look serious. Okay. Maybe at the office, with the influence of Mercury, people can crack jokes, but who has a very good Sun, it is very difficult for him to actually cheer up too much. Okay. Very good Sun can make you a very serious person. Okay. So there is always a downside and a positive side for both of them. Nobody would like a Hitler. Okay. Sun is the Karka of children. Mercury is a neuter. Okay, Sun has his own good things again. Okay, I'm not trying to portray Sun as a bad guy. Sun is always a very good person. You need a very good Sun to actually get out of your problems. If you have problems, you have to fight the problems, and then only you can change or bring in a change for the problem, or you can make a solution to the problem. Okay, merely taking astrological consultations cannot help because you're not fighting against it. Okay, Sun is the Karaka of children and Mercury is a neuter. Because nowhere child can produce a child again. Okay, Sun likes a few things in Jupiter. Sun also dislikes a lot of things in Jupiter. Okay, Sun and Jupiter are actually, most of the traits of Jupiter are not liked by Sun. Okay, this will surprise a lot of people. Oh my God, did I go mute for quite long?
Yes, sir. Audio was lost. I was
Yes.
wondering if it was me.
Okay,
Yeah, it is.
till where did you hear?
Jupiter, the sun does not like Jupiter for some reasons. That one.
Okay. Thank you. So Sun does not like Jupiter for a lot of reasons, and Sun likes Jupiter for a lot of reasons. So let's look at why Sun likes Jupiter. Okay, so both are Sattvic planets, and Sun earns a lot of money. and Jupiter is the Karaka for money. Actually, Jupiter is Karaka for prosperity. If you hear good people who teach astrology, they all will say that Jupiter is not Karaka for money. Jupiter cannot give you money. Jupiter will give you happiness, or Jupiter will give you prosperity. Okay. I agree with most of those people. Just not merely understanding Jupiter as a Karaka for money is not right. Okay. I'll tell you a simple thing. What does Jupiter like is a balanced life. You are there. You have a family. You have children. Your children are disciplined. Everything is in order at home. Okay. And you go to office. Okay. And your kids are at the school or the college or got married or in the office, wherever they should be ideally at that particular point in time of their lives. If that is happening correctly, none of the children are divorced. Okay. And everything is all right. That is what the Jupiter is looking at. Prosperity is that. It is not just merely, you have 500 crores, then you have a good Jupiter. No, it doesn't work like that. Jupiter is not focused on that. Jupiter is focused on the prosperity of the individual, wherein everything is right for him. Okay. For that particular thing. Okay. Nowadays, it has so happened that everything we are measuring in money. So what people are thinking, Jupiter is the Karaka for money. No, Jupiter is the Karaka for prosperity, happiness, simple things in life. Okay. There can be a rickshaw puller or a taxi driver. He would still be happy in his own ways. Okay. And there can be a big guy earning crores and millions of rupees or dollars. He may still not be happy. So an unhappy man will have a poor Jupiter. Okay. Again, I tell you, poor Jupiter does not mean debilitation, or a good Jupiter does not mean exaltation. No, it is not like that. Okay. We will talk about those things shortly, maybe in 1-2 weeks from now. Now, Sun is educated and Jupiter is the educator. Everybody knows this. He's the guru. And kings always take advices from gurus. They are happy to, whenever they are stuck in a problem, a king would actually go to his guru, approach him, and then ask him a solution. Okay. God and pujas are support function for kings. Okay. They would like to, if there is a Shanti puja has to be done or something, if, while king does his job, okay, king wants to go out in the battlefield, fight and wage a war, but he would also ensure that his Raja Purohit, or the person who is responsible for the Purohita in his kingdom, he does something, some puja for him, so that even he gets the help from the god as well. Okay. This is what king would be looking at. Sun is a loner and Jupiter heads loneliness, because if you want to earn wisdom, right? If you want to earn wisdom and if you want to gain knowledge, you look at any of those people who stood first in the any of the entrance examinations. He did not study in a group. Okay, he dislikes group study because he thinks he would be, he has to lower his pace of study or something, because he reads it very fast. And if you are in a group, then you have to, walk together. Okay. But Jupiter is someone who heads the loneliness and tries to learn a lot of things in loneliness. Okay. Sun as well is a loner. He can wage a war lonely. Okay. However, Sun is troubled in the 12th house because Sun gets Maranakarak Sthana. Why is Sun? What is the main function of Sun? Main function of Sun is ruling his kingdom. What does ruling in his kingdom would mean? He has to stay in the kingdom. He has to help his people, protect his people, serve his people. When can that happen? When he is in the kingdom and gets to see what his people are facing. And let us suppose a king is there. He doesn't appear in front of anyone. He hides up somewhere. That kingdom will be gone in very, very few days, because the opponents will know that the king is not coming every day. So let us attack it. And the fort will be occupied very soon. Okay. So 12th house Sun would mean the fort is empty. Okay. Again, I'm saying it does not mean that the Sun, 12th house Sun is a bad thing. No. Okay. 12th house Sun has significations. You can make use of them and become a big man even then. Okay. None of the positions, all 12 positions, none of them are bad. None of them are good. Everything has karma around it. You have to work through the karma. Okay. That is when you will be happy. Sun is the Karaka for children and Jupiter is the Karaka for happiness from children. Both are highly forgiving. Okay. Sun works for his people. Jupiter does not like to work. Okay. If you have attended any of the classes of the Panchugiri, or for that matter, any good person like Sanjay Rath or anyone, you must have heard this word. Okay. Jupiter, what does he do? He exalts in the fourth house. Okay. Why does he exalt in the fourth house? Because fourth house is the hope. Okay. What does Jupiter do? He looks up to the sky, praise the Almighty, or for that matter, any god that he likes. And he would say, look, the God will solve the problem. I'm not going to do anything. Let the God solve it. Okay. This is what typically Jupiter does. That is why he debilitates in the 10th house. Okay. Because he does not like to do any karma. He only prays up and says, look, let the God decide what has to be done. If my karma of the past life is so, let me face it. I will not do anything to correct it in this life. Okay. This is what typically Jupiter does. That is why Jupiter is debilitated in the 10th house. Okay. Jupiter likes smart work, talking, because Jupiter is the Vachaspati. He would talk, advise, tell the king, look, this is how a war has to be waged. Keep these many soldiers at this side, those many soldiers at that side, attack from here, do all this, and all that planning Jupiter can do. But Jupiter dislikes waging wars. He loves peace. That's why in the fourth house of the natural zodiac, he is getting exalted, because fourth house of the natural zodiac is peace. Okay. And also the ninth house of the natural zodiac, Sagittarius, the symbol is Dhanush. That is the archer's symbol, who holds the Dhanush. So it means Jupiter also rules war. Okay, if war has to happen, somebody has to teach you archery, or somebody has to teach you how to shoot a gun, or somebody has to teach you how to use a weapon, or somebody has to teach you how to wage a war. That is all done by a guru. Okay, so guru is the cause of the war. Guru is the cause of happiness. Okay, or guru is cause of the peace. Okay. Sun is completely emotionless, and Jupiter is extremely emotional person. Okay. He exalts in a watery sign, and he owns one of the watery signs. Only one sign he owns, that is fire sign. Okay. And the other two signs which he likes is water. Okay. So Jupiter is extremely an emotional guy. Okay. He would not like to wage wars, because there will be a lot of people who will be killed. Okay. So Jupiter does not like it. If there is a competition, Jupiter is the first guy to exit. Okay. A lot of things will actually surprise a lot of people, but these are all true. So if you're trying to put Jupiter in the 6th house or the 3rd house, Jupiter is going to struggle. Okay. If you ask him to do a job, Jupiter is the first person to struggle. He doesn't want to do a job. He wants to pray. He is an excellent prayer. He can make God listen to him. Okay. That is why Jupiter is the most benefic. So if he can make God listen to him, why would he bother to work? Okay. You do not have to take Jupiter as a wrong planet here. That is the character or the signification of the Jupiter. Where you need God's help, there only God can help. Where you need human intervention, there only humans have to go. Okay. So let us be clear on where human intervention is required and where God's help is required. So where nobody else can help, that is where Jupiter can do a lot of great things. Okay. When everything has gone wrong, Jupiter is the only person who can save you, because Jupiter can talk to the God, bring his blessings back onto the earth where you're living, or onto yourself. Okay, Sun has Marad Karaksthana in the 12th house. Jupiter owns the 12th house, but Sun dislikes water and isolation. That's why I said, so Sun's main duty is to provide protection to his people. If Sun is in the 12th house, Sun is in isolation. Sun does not want to see anyone, because in the 12th house, you're in the bedroom. Nobody would come and see you in the bedroom. Okay. So they would always want you to be, either in the hospital or in the jail. What would you do in a jail or a hospital? You are in the isolation. You are not allowed to meet people, because if you're in a jail, there are timings to meet people. In that, you cannot do anything. It's similar as the hospital. You cannot do anything. Okay. Same as your bedroom. So you would, if you're sick and ill, you're in the bedroom, nobody would come and see you or take your advice. They'll say, wish for you, come, shake hands and leave. Nobody's going to ask you, what should I do? However, Sun's main job is, asking from people, do you have a problem? I'm there. I'm the sun. I'm the king. I'll solve a problem for you. Tell me what your problem is. I'll solve it. This is what sun keeps doing. If he's in the 12th house, who would approach him? No one. So sun dies off. Okay. So now don't think sun dies off would mean something wrong as a signification. No, please, 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 please. Okay. It is for the sun, not for the native. It is for the sun, not for the native, not necessarily that it is going to affect the native. Sometimes it is important to have 12th house sun, okay, or 8th house sun, or 6th house sun for particular significations to happen in your life, okay. Sun takes initiatives to solve other problems. Jupiter has Marana Karakstana in the 3rd house and dislikes the 6th house. What does Jupiter do? He'll give you an excellent advice. He'll tell you, please do it this way. Okay, I'm going to advise you. Please use these things. Solve your problem yourself. Okay, if you have to solve your problem yourself, then you need the fire. So Sun and Mars are needed. If you are struggling for help, you are not finding a help, you need a Jupiter. Okay, so these two are two different things. You need an advice. Okay, you need Jupiter. You need you need to fight for yourself. You need a sun. You need a Mars. Okay, so each planet is different. It holds different significations. Never think Saturn is bad, Rahu is bad, Ketu is bad. This is all LKG level, kindergarten level astrology. It doesn't work. All planets are necessary. So sun likes, what are those things that sun would like in a Venus? Venus and sun are sattvic planets. Venus is a rajasic planet, actually. Sorry for that mistake. But Venus still has a lot of sattvikta in him. Okay. So Venus is a karaka for comforts. Sun enjoys comforts. Sun is an educated man. Venus as well is a Rakshasa guru, right? Shukracharya is a Rakshasa guru. So he's actually more qualified and more knowledgeable than the Jupiter. Okay. And kings take advices from Guru, and Venus likes to give away everything. That's why, Parashurama who waged war against all the Kshatriyas when Ramavatara was happening. 21 times Parashurama waged war against the Kshatriyas and got all the kingdoms occupied, and he declared himself to be the king. But went back after having seen Rama, went back to visit sage Kashyapa and gave away all the kingdom to him. So Rama obviously became the Surya Vamsha's king who ruled the whole earth. Okay, so Venus gives away everything just like that. So he exalts in the 12th house. Okay, but Sun also would like to give away everything. So if you have to be very charitable, you should need to have Sun in the 12th house. It's a good signification. Okay. Sun is Karka for children, and Venus is Karka for sperm. Okay. And Sun is Karka for 6th house, solving others' problems, but Venus dislikes hard work because Venus is a guru. What is the purpose of having a guru? He can only give you an advice, but cannot go and work for you, right? You cannot ask your guru, sir, please go and wash, clean my room. Can you say that? No. Jupiter can tell you, use these liquids to clean or mop your floor. Okay, these can help you. Just for the sake of saying it, I'm saying it. I'm not going to say that Jupiter is going to help you to come and clean your floor. Okay. However, if the cleanliness is the job, and if an engineer or a Jupiter is an engineer kind of a person, if you believe him to be, then Jupiter can give you an advice. What is the best way to clean your floor? Okay. Sun is cruel, no compromise planet, while Venus rules relations, and Venus also rules water and emotions. Venus is also highly emotional. Okay. Venus is a person who is also highly emotional. Sun likes fighting and success in it, but Venus is a guru, Brahmana, against the Kshatriya thing. Kshatriyas are there for waging wars. Brahmanas are there to help people by chanting mantras. Okay. So Venus dislikes, fights, but can help the sun by chanting mantras or doing pujas or homas or yajnas and stuff like that. Okay. Sun is completely emotionless and cruel, while Venus cares hugely for the emotions. He exalts in the water and gets directional strength in water. What is emotion, or the practical sense? I think you should know it by now, that, sun does not mind what he is doing. An emotional planet like Venus or Moon or Jupiter, for that matter, Jupiter exalts in the Venus in the Cancer, again the water. So emotional person is, he would always look, if I do this, this can happen. If I do that, that will happen. They'll just keep thinking of the end results before even the work is done. Sun is not like that. He's a cruel man. What is my job? This is the job given to me. Let me do the job. I will not care if somebody else is, being strained because of my job, because my job is so. I have to do this job. That is my job. Sometimes you need such strict attitude to complete your job. Otherwise, you will keep thinking, if I, secure a job, other people might not secure a job. So I'm trying to destroy the opportunity of the other individual of securing a job by actually, getting into a job. So let me not go to the interview itself. This is going to only ruin your life. Okay. A very, very huge Jupiter can do like this. Okay. He may keep thinking that, look, I don't need much of a money, so let me be starving. Let me help the other person. Okay. So sometimes it is bad, sometimes it is good. Sun has MKS in the 12th house, Venus exalts in the 12th house. Sun dislikes water and isolation. Venus likes purity in relations. Okay. Okay, Venus, why he exalts in the 12th house. We will talk about Venus in more detail when we are talking about Venus. However, Venus represents the purity in relationships. So your 12th house is purity in relationships. Your bedroom has to be clean. That is where Venus exalts. Okay. And Sun is focused on work and Saturn rules hard work. So despite the fact that Sun and Saturn are dire enemies, a few things of Saturn are also liked by Sun. Okay. So do not think that whatever Sun is proposing, Saturn is opposing, and whatever Saturn is proposing, Sun is opposing. No. Okay. Sometimes both have the same agenda. Okay. Which is on the work, on the hard work. Sun is very hardworking man. Sun is a very timely, disciplined man. And Sun doesn't be afraid to do a lot of hard work. He does it. And Saturn is the Karaka for hard work. Okay. So combinations of Sun and Saturn could mean, again, you have to look at the Lagna for sure. Without using Lagna, you cannot for sure say the results. But Sun Saturn would mean putting up a lot of hard work to be successful. Okay. You need to put a lot of hard work. Sun rules time, Kala, and Saturn also rules it because Saturn is also Kala. Okay. And Sun rules hair and bones. Saturn also rules them. And Sun likes maturity. Saturn is a matured man. Sun follows hierarchy. Okay. These are the dislikes of Sun. Sun follows a hierarchy. Okay. Why basically Sun and Saturn dislike each other is because Saturn is a man who would want everything to everyone. Okay. That is like the democracy and the monarchy thing, right? So everybody is equally capable is what Saturn thinks. Okay. Everybody is not equally capable is what Sun thinks. Okay. Some people are deserving, they get this. Some people are undeserving, so they don't get that. Okay. So not everything is available for everybody. This is what Sun's philosophy is. Saturn thinks there has to be an equal opportunity for people to work through and go up the ladder. Okay. Now you may be thinking that equal opportunity is a good thing. I don't deny it. In certain circumstances, yes. Let us suppose you have to make a decision. If there is a kingdom and you know this decision has to be made. If it's a kingdom ruled by a monarchy, the decision will be made in a split second and tomorrow it will be implemented. And you know a decision has to be done and you are living in a democracy. Okay. For even there are two parties. Okay. You take any democracy. Okay. I'm not saying that India is a bad way of doing democracy. No, wherever you have democracy, just look at it. You have two parties mainly. Whatever this ruling party is proposing, the opposition party is going to oppose it. It could be such a situation wherein, you can take the good example of GST. GST was proposed by Congress, BJP opposed it. BJP again proposed it, again Congress opposed it. Okay, I'm not saying I'm a supporter of BJP or a Congress or what I am supporter of is actually immaterial because I'm a human, so I can support anyone. So leave it on me. However, the understanding that you need to have is in a democracy, it is not actually too easy to make a decision and get this going. So that is why when Saturn is in the exaltation, the democracy happens and therefore the monarchy cannot run and decision making becomes slower. That is why Saturn is very happy about it because the decision is going to be right and fit for everyone. If you have to fit it for every class of the social structure, then ultimately whatever decision comes out will actually completely lose its texture. What you actually have proposed and what actually comes out as a law, is really, sometimes laughable at the end. Okay. Sun is very hot. Saturn likes coldest places. Sun is reasonably quick to act. Okay. Sun is very predictable. Sun would say, look, I'm going to take so much time on a particular work, and he consistently delivers that work day after the day. However, Saturn is not such a kind of a person. He is looking either to make it very perfect. Okay, because Saturn likes perfection. So if you have to be a perfect man, you need Saturn as well. Okay, Saturn is a very, very, studious on being perfect. A very good Saturn will make you overly trying for perfection, and ultimately you're missing all your timelines. Okay. And because Saturn is more concerned about the comments the other people are making. Okay, and it has to be acceptable by everyone. Let me make this acceptable by everyone. And you make a statement, right? If 10 people like it, there will be 10 people to oppose it. They'll keep saying, look, what you said is wrong. And 10 people will keep saying, yes, what you said is right. You try to make any statement. Okay. There will always be for and opposing. It will be both. Okay. However, Saturn tries to accommodate majority of the people. Okay, there are 10 people. Okay, if I cannot convince all the 10, let me have the majority. 8 people would be there. Okay, I'll try to fix up for all the 10. At least I'll land up at 8. Okay, this is what Saturn is looking at. Okay, so is the delay. Sun is a very royal man, and Saturn is believing in trying to uplift the people at the at the bottom part of the chain. That's why he's living in the huts, or he's living in thatched houses where he's trying to help people. He's the son of Sun, but he wouldn't like to live in the royal palaces, and he always keeps himself untidy. Okay, that is the characteristic of Saturn, because he doesn't have money. He's a poor man. He cannot live by wearing branded clothes or branded shoes. He cannot have very good hygiene, etc. But Sun lives in the palaces. Sun is the remover of all the diseases. Okay, because that's the Atma Karaka, and the body is ruled by Sun. That is why he exalts in the first house. Okay, Saturn usually is an old man. In olden days, about 2,000-3,000 years ago, it was only the older people who got diseases. Never the people of the middle age, died or anything like that. Okay, I mean, this can be debatable. I'm not trying to say that this is truth. However, it should be ideal. The ideal thing is it should be the old people who should be dying. The young people should be living longer, right? That is how it should be. And why did the old people die? Because they got a disease. So older people are usually deceased, is what, or they are having ill health, is what usually said. So Saturn is termed as the Karaka for disease, but never take it in the true sense. So do not think that the other 8 planets cannot cause a disease. Equally, all 9 planets can give you a disease. Okay, if somebody says that Saturn can give you a disease, no other planet gives you a disease. This is a LKG level or the kindergarten level astrology. All 9 planets can give you a disease. All 9 planets can remove diseases, but Sun is the person who is going to bring in discipline in the person. If any of the diseases are due to the bad habits or bad routine of the person can quickly correct himself, fall in line, follow the dietary advice and the medical advice given by the doctor, and heal himself quickly. You need Sun. Okay, that's why Sun considers himself to be remover of all the diseases. Sun also considers himself to be very great. Okay, he is the first man. I am the king. Okay, he has a huge amount of ego, and he thinks I'm important. Okay, you cannot disobey me. You cannot make a statement without considering me. However, Saturn is a person who is at the last. He would say, look, you are an important person. You be my guest. This is Saturn. Sun would say, look, I'm the king. You are my guest too, but please have a good chair. Okay. Both are equally good in their own ways. A king is if you're going to a king, he would say, welcome to my kingdom. You will feel more happy because you're going to a king. You go to a Saturn, he's living in a thatched house in a slum. Okay. He would say, look, I have got the best chair for you in my home. Please sit here. You are the first. Sun would say, look, this is one of the chairs. Please have a seat. Okay. the chair which Sun is offering is actually one of those chairs, but it is even more expensive than what Saturn has offered you in the slum. Okay, I think I'm trying to make some sense. Okay. Now, because Saturn actually tries to respect everyone and keeps everyone ahead of him, and Saturn considers always, at the last himself. He tries to consider himself at the last. So Saturn tries to make feel others important. Okay, if let us suppose somebody came to a slum, Saturn, there is Saturn around. Okay. So what does Saturn do? He would actually give him, look, you are the best man. Please sit on the best chair. I'm going to give you the best drink in the whole slum. Okay. So the person will actually may feel better. Very, I'm the king, the person whoever visited it. However, if you get to visit Sun, he would say, look, please, I mean, it doesn't mean that he's disrespecting the other person, but based on the level of the person, the king is going to give you a chair. Okay. If you are a very big person, he'll invite you up to his own chair and maybe ask you to just sit beside him. Or based on whatever level you are at, he's going to give you the right chair in the kingdom. Okay. Even if he's a visitor. So both are right in their own places. Never think this is right and that is wrong. Both are right. Okay. Sun has a high ego and self-esteem. Sometimes it is very important to have ego. Sometimes it is very important to have ego. Otherwise, you'll become shameless. Okay. Ego is very, very important for a person because it drives the person. If you have to face a challenge, if you want to take up some job, you have to be hurt by the ego of somebody else. That is when you will take that up as a challenge. There will be movies around it, right? You look at any of the 80s, 90s movies. A lot of people have done movies. They got hurt by the ego of the other person because this man is a poor man and he became a very rich man because he wanted to, teach him a lesson. Look, I can also be rich. Okay. So that thing comes up only because of the ego, which Sun is ruling it. What does Saturn do here? He would always say, look, I'm the poorest man. You be the big man and try to feed me. Okay, so you may become shameless because of Saturn. At the same time, you have your self-respect and you are also working. So for that you need both the planets, right? Okay. Sun solves problems very quickly. Saturn takes a long time to act on things. Saturn can maintain excellent relationships as he considers everybody else on top of him. Okay, and Saturn that's why exalts in the Libra. Now, on the Rahu and Ketu thing, never think that these people are always troubling the Sun. Sometimes they can also help the Sun. Okay, depending on what you're doing, what the native is focused on. We will talk about those things in the next class. However, Saturn and Rahu, these are two. If these two are there, they are looking at the material prospects of the person. High on materialism is Rahu. Sun is also looking at royal comforts. Rahu is also a royal planet. So both would be looking at royalty. Okay. And complete materialism. Sun is very royal. Rahu is also very royal. Rahu creates illusion and very useful for marketing stuff. If you have to build a very good marketing brochure or a marketing stuff around in the company, you need a very good Rahu and Sun. Okay. And he can keep you in the illusion that, look, this product is the best one. And he can make the best seller out of that brochure or the document that he's making to convince people that he can make an ad out of the product and say, look, this is the best product available because of these things. Okay. That is done by Rahu very well. Marketing tactics and all that stuff, which Sun is also responsible for because he rules the 10th house. Okay. Sun is predominantly responsible for the 10th house. And 10th house also deals with profession besides the whole karma of the person. Because we are today we are spending most of our time at the offices. D10 obviously became the chart for profession. Otherwise, D10 deals with all the karma of the person. Okay. All right. So Sun is a luminary. Rahu rules darkness. This is one thing. So Sun likes the lighting, and Rahu likes darkness. So Rahu is important for cunningness, corruption, extremely tactful, way of behavior. Never think that these are bad behaviors. Okay. if you have to fight corruption, right, you can only employ corrupt means. You cannot have a straightforward means to actually stop corruption. Or if you have to sell a product today, you cannot have everything to be in black and white and say, look, my product cost is 10 rupees, I'm selling at 15 rupees. Nobody will buy it because people will think it is a cheap product. If your product cost is 10 rupees, if you're selling at 150 rupees or 1000 rupees, the more the cost of the product is, the more is the Rahu. People would think, oh, wow, this is 1500, must be good. I can show you tenth and thousands of people who would buy because it's expensive. Okay. That is how the market is actually going. That is how the people are actually going. In the days to come, it will be more and more. Okay. Because people are traveling towards Libra and Rahu and Saturn. They want that. They want something expensive. Okay. They're not looking at the real worth. They're looking at, this stuff where the person is able to market it and make a perceived value of the product. Okay. So usually Rahu does not like charity because he wants to keep everything for himself. Sun likes to give it away, give away most of the things. But Rahu may also promote charity sometimes. So I do not want to generalize even that. Okay. So do not think Rahu cannot promote charity. Rahu can also give you charity in specific conditions, nakshatras and stuff like that. We talked about this in Ardra. We have talked about this in a few more nakshatras. Okay. Sun likes Ketu for few reasons. Charity is promoted by Ketu because Ketu wants to become sannyasi. Ketu wants to give away everything. This is the basic trait of Ketu. Ketu wants to destroy all the material happiness of the person, make him a sannyasi, make him aimless personality. Okay. No aim. That is what Ketu wants to make of you. Okay. You should be aimless. You shouldn't be doing any karma. You should give up all your karma. Okay. And rule the nirasha or the pessimism. Okay. Not necessarily always. Sometimes Ketu can also help you make very good careers. Okay. So I do not want to say that Ketu is a bad planet here. Okay. For that matter, any of the planet, none of the planets are bad. Everyone has its own signification, and you have to make use of that signification for yourself to be happy. This is how you have to look at it. Sun promotes work. Ketu usually gives breaks in work. If you're not in the work that Ketu is suggesting, okay, if you have a good Ketu influencing the 10th house, even in the D10 as well, okay, not just merely looking at the D1. Even if your D10 also says that you should pick up a job of Ketu related thing, then you have to be in that Ketu related thing, which is the 8th house significations. Ketu rules the Scorpio. So you need to be in the 8th house significations, either selling insurance or being a Jyotishi or being a watchmaker or a microbiologist, all that. Because I've not taught you these significations of the Scorpio, etc. Maybe in a few days I'll teach you those. Whoever is interested, they can look at Uttara Kalamrita of the Kalidasa. Okay, you get all the significations. I've picked up most of the significations from there, but all these stuff, whatever I wrote here, these are all made by me. Whatever came to my mind, I went on typing. Okay. Sun is royal. Ketu is focused on isolation and meditation. Sun looks problem solving, and Ketu wants to give up all the problems. Doesn't want to address problems. This is one more problem which Ketu has. Okay. And Sun is focused on work, and Ketu is focused on giving up the work. By and large, I've talked about these significations. I've still, got to go a long way to cover any of these. So based on where your sun is, okay, everybody know that, sun gets directional strength in the 10th house. So irrespective of wherever your sun is, from whichever house sun is in the 10th house, that particular house gets directional strength from the sun, or there is huge light available in that Rashi. Okay. So whatever Rashi that is, we will talk about these significations in the next class. So that will deal with 4th from sun. So making sun as the Lagna and looking at planets from in quadrants from sun. 4th from sun, 10th from sun, along with the sun, 7th from sun. Okay. We will talk about these things in the next class. You can open up your mics and give some feedback. Is there anything that you wanted to share, or,
Sir, yes, I have a question actually.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Could you please explain about the planetary war again? Is it like you have mentioned sun's relationship with every other planet? So by planetary war, do we mean that those non-harmonious characteristics with the other planet is the cause of the war, or
No, no.
what
Okay.
exactly?
Okay.
I hope I was
Yeah. You're very clear.
making sense.
Let me just show an example or something. Okay. I'm just picking up an example here. You can just see there are a few planets at war here. Okay. You go to the Jagannath Hora. Just right click on the latitude, longitude here. There is a Graha Yuddha, planetary war. Okay. Mercury and Jupiter are on the same degree. Saturn and Rahu are on the same degree. I'll show you the longitudes as well. You can just see Mercury is on 20th degree Cancer. Jupiter is also on the 20th degree Cancer. Because they are exactly on the same degree as I have just explained it here, let's suppose this is the 20th degree, because this is the whole 360 degrees. Okay. In which this happens to be the 20th degree of the Cancer. Assume it so. Even this fifth planet, okay, fourth and fifth planets are on the 20th degree. That is why they need to get light from the sun, which falls on the fourth, but fourth will cast a shadow on the fifth house. Okay. Are you able to follow this?
Yes, understood. Okay.
Okay. That is why there is a war. Okay. However, go back and please listen to whatever I have said at the start. There are so many rules for it. Okay. Because this is Mercury and Jupiter, they are on the same degree, and they own. They own the week lords. The week lords are like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right? So Wednesday and Thursday they are coming consecutively. So definitely Mercury and Jupiter are in a war, but Saturn and Rahu are not in a war because Rahu is a Chaya Graha. It does not have a body, so it cannot actually stop sunlight. Let us suppose there is a shadow here, which is Rahu. It cannot stop sunlight here, right? If this is a shadow, through a shadow, happily sunlight will travel.
Right.
Okay, so but in the Jagannath Hora, it is going to give you whatever falls in the same longitude. So Saturn is in the 17th longitude of this Leo. Rahu as well is on the 17th longitude of the Leo. If two planets are less than 1 degree difference, this can still be 18 degree and this can be 1745. So they are, if they try to subtract one from the other, they should be in less than 1 degree. That is when the war is happening.
Okay.
Okay. For ease, what you can do is just right click here and check Graha Yuddha, but ensure you're not taking Saturn Rahu because they are not consecutive planets, nor Rahu will ever fight because it's a Chaya Graha. All that you can take here is Mercury and Jupiter.
Okay, sir. Understood. Thank you.
Yes.
Sir, where is this page? I cannot see that in the website.
I haven't yet uploaded this because I want to completely, finish off the class for Sun and then upload this. This is still a draft page. I have still not put this on the website. It is still a draft because I have to complete the whole signification and then put this on the website. For now, you have to kindly refer through the video itself. Just in case you want to read, maybe you have to put this up on the TV or on the mobile and then pause it at different locations to understand whatever the written matter is. Maybe in 2 weeks, once the sun is over, then I'll upload this in the website.
Good
Sure,
evening, sir.
sure.
Yeah, good evening. Tell me.
Good evening, sir. So, yeah, I actually understood all the Karakatwas of Sun and also some of other planets that we discussed. But I have a question. When we are saying the likes and dislikes with Sun, are we like, do we use them when there is a conjunction with the planet, or it is the general idea that we are discussing? Like
So,
when Saturn and Sun is in conjunction, that we use some of them, or
okay. So one is conjunction. It can be used. If let us suppose you have to decide whether Saturn and Sun are they going to deliver this result or not. If let us suppose you have concluded that there are two planets that can deliver this result, okay, then you will look at whether they can deliver this or not, although they are not conjunct. Saturn can
Okay.
be somewhere, Sun can be somewhere, but you have concluded at a point in time that, look, this is the result that will come because of Sun and Saturn. Are they going to deliver it or not is what you will decide based on the significations of what Sun wants to deliver and what Saturn wants to deliver as a planet.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. This can be used in conjunctions. This can also be used in, Sun being in Saturnine Rashis or Saturn being in Sun Rashis, etc.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, Ustad.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste.
Sir, I have some feedback. I don't have any questions,
Okay.
but I have not heard the class totally. I was on and off. I have some duties today.
Okay.
So my feedback is, you stated that a person with bad Jupiter will find it hard to feel happy in life.
Yeah.
And I am going through Jupiter Mahadasha, and my Jupiter is with Rahu in the 10th house. And in Navansh also, it's in the Lagna and in Capricorn with Venus.
Okay.
So I have had issues with finding happiness in life because I am a Capricorn Lagna, and Jupiter is not very well placed as per house placement and also in the Navansh. And it is with Rahu also. So can be uh, there can be some affliction. So
Okay.
I have found it very hard to find happiness in life.
Mm.
And I have not been able to find the right advices at the right time. But flip side to that is, whenever I see someone smaller than me or someone struggling in my friend circle, I always try to advise them as per my own experience. So
Okay.
so in that way, whenever I am able to help anybody who I find is in a similar position as I was in my past, that makes me feel happy. So that is so true. And a lot of other things also regarding Mercury matches, because Mercury, I believe, is Karaka for Bua,
Right.
father sister.
Yeah.
Yes, so I have three Buas, and uh, they were very dear to me, more than my mother. In my childhood, I was born and brought up by them. I mean, I was loved by them rather
Okay.
than my own mother. So that theme is very prominent, Mercury theme in my life, whatever you stated, although I'm forgetting what I actually wanted to say. So Mercury is very well placed in my life. And I was a very good hoarder in my childhood also. Whatever money I used to get, I used to collect. Yes, that was one feedback. So yes, you have very much demonstrated that any placement is not good or it is not bad. So with a Jupiter like me, which is with Rahu, creates a lot of confusion regarding my profession and almost every belief I have in my life. I always am confused. I will always have two opinions about it. But still, there is light. Like if you use the triads of the planets,
Exactly.
uh, yes, that's what I am saying. That you have put out very beautifully. Last class, I was not so connected, but this class, there were a lot of aha moments for most of us. I believe it would be there. So
Okay.
that was my feedback. Thank you, sir.
Okay. But please hold for little more time till the time the whole sun is over, because you may have a pre-conclusive notions right now. There will be a lot of lot of things running around your mind, but I have not commented on any of your statements that you made of the Jupiter Rahu or anything, because we're not talking about Jupiter today. So I have left that for Jupiter's class. Let's talk about Jupiter on Jupiter's day. Okay.
Okay, sir. I'm stating this for the ABC level only.
Yeah, understood.
It's not the higher level.
मैं आपको गलत नहीं
Yeah.
कह रहा हूँ. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm only trying to say that I have not vouched it to be yes or no, nor cross-questioned
Okay.
you just because this is not the day for Jupiter. We're talking about Sun, so let me restrict myself to Sun. Otherwise, we'll get into confusion unnecessarily.
Yeah, I stated this because Sun is in 10th from my
I got your
10th
thing.
house.
I got your thing.
Yes, and Jupiter Rahu is in 10th. So I forgot to mention that.
I got your thing. You told that.
Okay.
Okay. Is there anybody else?
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
Usually we do these horoscopes, we can predict our lives, right? Can we do the vice versa also? Because you are saying that telling about father. So depending on your life experiences or one person's whole life, we can say that, oh, father is good in his chart, like the other way around. Of course, father and the ninth lord. So are we able to say something about it? For example, if one's life, the father is too predominant, maybe he's doing the same job as parenting as other, but these kids are really obsessed with father than mother and very much into the father
Yes. As
and worship him like God and obey him.
Yes,
And
everything can be said. Everything can be said. If there is
so
same
we can
father,
say that the sun is prominent, whether it is in a good way or bad way, that's a different thing, but sun is prominent in the charts. Can we say that?
not necessarily. Sometimes the son may not look prominent, but the father may be controlling the whole thing. One thing is using the nakshatras, which I have talked about. Like the Aslesha, okay, and Jeshtha can give you a father who is not very careful at home. Okay, and any Indra nakshatras to be ruling the ninth house, then you have and the Bharani, very, very concerned father, very strict father. Any Indra nakshatras, like the Chitra, from there itself, you can say that this father is a strict father.
Yeah, strict or not strict, like the major role of in their lives.
Major role in the life of the native from the father can be ascertained only after you examine the ninth lord in the Navamsha and also the Navamsha Lagna onwards the ninth house.
Okay, sir. Thank
Yeah.
So actually, I wanted to understand, because there are so many Karakatwas just for Sun, there are so many Karakatwas. Is there any way to actually see this in examples, like how to recognize the main prominent one, like given a
It'll
chart?
come. It'll come.
Okay.
It'll come.
Okay.
We have not come till that level. It'll
Okay.
come.
Okay.
Wait
Sure.
for it.
Yeah.
Sir, a question
Yes.
here. You mentioned sun's characteristic is sattvic, right? But also rajasic. So could we say it is rajasic and sattvic?
You must be knowing 80s kids, right? Get to know how 80s fathers were. If you're born between 70 and 80, or anybody over 40, 45 years now, get to know how their fathers were. That is how Sun is.
Yeah, sir, can I add it to that the way that I understood?
Yes.
Yeah, so he looks Rajasic outside, but he's Sattvic inside because he is warning or he is making the kid alert because of the kid's own benefit. So
Correct.
he is Sattvic inside. He is doing it for a good cause, but at the same time, he need to portray himself in a Rajasic manners. Otherwise, the other person won't listen to him.
Correct.
So
Correct. That should address your thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else has any questions? Okay. Okay. Next week we will talk about the quadrants from the Sun, and then maybe a few more things about Sun. I have not decided what to explain. And then finally, we'll get to understand, sun from different houses. Okay, what do you have? What do you have as a result when you have sun in the Lagna, sun in the second house, irrespective of what the second house is? I mean, it could be Aries or it could be anything. These results will work very well. We'll also add up a little bit of this about the Rashis as well while we talk about those results. However, wait for another 2 weeks to the sun to be over. That is when you will get a fair idea of, okay, how are we looking at for the D1 chart? Just in case you have to look at the planets, besides looking at the nakshatras that we have learned in the past many weeks. 40 classes, I think we have done on nakshatras alone. Yeah, Shruti.
Sir, I think you will be covering this in the future classes, but I just wanted to ask this question. So, for example, you discussed the relation between sun and moon, right? Could we extrapolate those relations to sun in Cancer because it is moon ruled sign, or that is not correct?
It can be employed for sun and Cancer as well, but the only thing is if you're not using Lagna, then your prediction is going for a 6. It's going for a toss.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I believe there will be still more questions, but I would say just hold back for now. You will have most of them answered once we cover sun in different houses. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.